Number 8, we have this radical equaling x minus 4. I got to get rid of that radical sign. It's already isolated, so I don't need to move by over. So what I need to do to get rid of a radical, get rid of a square root, we square it. If you square a square root, it disappears. But if you square the left side, what do you have to do to the right? You got to square it. You're not going to square each piece. It's this whole thing multiplied by itself. So we're going to have to come over and do an x minus 4 times another x minus 4 here in a minute. So let's do this. When I square a square root, it goes away. Equals, I now need to do the x minus 4 times x minus 4. Well, x times x is x squared. X times that 4 is minus 4x. Now the negative 4 distributed through to each piece over here. Negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16. So these are going to go together and be minus 8x. So we have an x squared minus an 8x plus 16. Now, in order to solve this, we need to get everybody over to the trinomial and get the trinomial set equal to 0. We always want to get the trinomial set equal to 0. So I'm going to move my x over and my 2 over. I want to move them both over. So I'm going to move it over by subtract x, which means I'm subtracting an x, and subtract 2 to get it to be a 0 over here. We have x squared, lose 8, lose 1 more. You've lost 9. Gain 16, lose 2. Well, you're still ahead by 14. So we now need to factor this x squared minus 9x plus 14. We need to factor this trinomial. We could use a quadratic formula, but we don't know that yet. So we're just going to factor 1 and 14, and I made it so that it will work. 2 and 7, that's it. Now notice it's a plus 14, but right here is subtract. That means both these pieces have to have been negative, because a negative times negative will give you that positive 14, yet when you put them together, you'll have a loss. And it's obviously the x minus 2, x minus 7, because negative 2 and negative 7 gives you negative 9, but multiplied gives you positive 14. So now I have two things multiplied together equals 0. That means one of those pieces must be a 0. So we have x minus 2 must be 0, or maybe it's the x minus 7 that's a 0. So let's solve here. I got 2 as one possibility, and I'm going to add 7, and get x is 7 is the other possibility. Now, both of these might work. Only one of them might work. What we're graphing here, if we graph it, the one is a square root, that's this guy. The other is a line. It might only cross in one spot, or it could come through and sort of cross in 2 spots. If it's in 2, both these will work, but it might be only one of them works. Excuse me, and the other is an extraneous solution. So let's erase all this and come back and plug in 2 and 7 into the original equation and see who works. All right, let's try 2 to start with. 2 plus 2, that's easy enough. Square root of 4, 2. Excuse me. 2 minus 4, though, wait a second. 2 minus 4 is negative 2. 2 does not equal negative 2. 2 doesn't work. It's an extraneous solution. Now, that tells me more than likely that 7 is going to be beautiful. So let's see. 7 plus 2 is 9. Square root of 9 is 3. And then 7 minus 4 is 3. Yes, it works. So the solution, this, and the only solution, is x equals 7.